Welcome back to Kaz's Corner. So glad you're continuing to follow the series Dollars and Cents, making every cent count. Today's focus, budgeting, or what I prefer to call a conscious spending plan. All right, no one likes the word budget. All right, I hate the word budget. The budget's what you give to the corporate executives to just make sure that the accounting team is doing their job. So today, conscious spending plan is what we're going to focus on. And I'm sure you've heard all sorts of different ways to slice and dice your cash flow. But most importantly, we're going to talk about your needs and your wants and how to track these for you and your household. So today, what's the purpose of a conscious spending plan? It's to make sure that you know where every dollar, where every cent is going. If not, then you probably have lifestyle creep. You may have heard that term before. It just basically means that you're spending money on stuff that maybe you really don't want to, or you used to a couple of years ago and you never turned off that subscription. So first thing we're going to take a look at is the 50-30-20 cash flow spending plan. What that means is 50% of what you are bringing home after taxes and deductions should go towards your needs. All right. What's your needs? Rent, mortgage, utilities, the car payment, basic food, right? Not eating out, but groceries. Okay. These are all the needs that we need to cover each and every month. Then comes your wants. The wants are the things that you don't have to spend every month. Yeah, maybe you have been for the last couple of months, 6 months, couple of years, but you don't need to. You could flip the switch, cancel that subscription, turn that payment off, and really your life would not change all that much. This also would include maybe the name brand clothes versus the generic. This could also include luxury items. Maybe you don't really need that top of the line electronics. Maybe you get one that's a couple years old. Maybe you get the phone for a couple of years and use it for a couple of years more than getting the brand new iPhone or Samsung or whatever is coming out. So this is going to be that wants. And then lastly is going to be the savings, or it could also be the debt repayment. Generally, as you've done the math, is going to be about 20%. If you really want to be aggressive, bump this up, maybe 20, maybe 30%. Maybe do 30 towards your savings and your investing and only 20 towards your needs and wants. Maybe do 50-50. Pay 50% of your needs and live well beneath your cash flow, and then have the other amount go towards your future goals and don't have a whole lot of luxury items right now. I have a lot of clients that think that way. This leads into, again, your financial personality, which we're going to talk on a future episode. There are a number of different ways that people think and feel about money, and it's important to know who you are and know who your partner is and make sure that they are in alignment with one another. It helps you avoid financial conversations that are a little bit uncomfortable. So again, what are your needs? What are your wants? How much are you spending? How much are you saving? These are going to be key important factors. The next thing is going to be tracking. With technology these days, you can go old school. All right. You can use a journal. You could write down every piece of cost that you have that's coming through, or you could use a spreadsheet. Upgrade, right? I still think that maybe using a Excel spreadsheet is a little bit old school as well too, but you could of course still use that if you're a little bit more digital minded. Or you can use plenty of the apps that are out there, right? You can download an app, you can link it to your bank accounts, your credit cards, it'll track everything for you. A couple of maintenance here and there throughout the week, you've got your conscious spending plan built. Or you can have someone else do it. Most of my clients use a portal. All of their accounts are linked into there. Yes, I can see their accounts, but you know what? They want me to see their accounts. They want me to be another set of eyes in case that bank account gets hacked and all of a sudden there's a $15,000 charge. I can call them up and say, hey, did you have a big expense? No, I didn't. Hey, you may want to take a look at that. I see it in your bank account. So again, a lot of different ways to manage it, a lot of different technology levels that you can use, but it's important to find one that works best for you. And most importantly, one that you are going to maintain and use on an ongoing basis. Don't set something up and then never go back and look at it again. That's not helpful. All right. That's not a conscious spending plan. You want to make sure that you're using your system on an ongoing basis. That's what's going to work the best. Then moving on is how are you going to prioritize, right? Well, this is again the conversation of what kind of financial personality are you? Also, what kind of personality is your partner, business partner, or personal partner? And making sure that those are in alignment. What are the needs that you consider actual needs? What are the wants that are actually wants? And making sure that, those are in alignment. If you think that going out to a nice restaurant once a month is a need and your partner does not, that may not match up too well, right? Or maybe the frequency. You both love going out and checking out a new restaurant, but does one of you want to go every week and the other one maybe want to go once a month, right? What's that appetite for that going out and trying new food around town? Same thing with travel. Maybe you have family that lives in different parts of the country. How often are you going to go see them? Do we consider that a need or do we consider that a want, right? So those are going to be important distinctions to figure out for your household spending. Now, it's a whole lot easier when you're single. It's just you making the decisions. But you also maybe want to have a frame of reference into, am I overspending? Am I underspending? So it's good to have a conscious spending plan for you set up. And then that way you have a basis going into, now we're a couple. Now we're a family. Now we have other expenses coming into play. Now we're a business owner and we have other expenses that we need to cater to as well. So having a good baseline, having a conscious spending plan set up for you and growing from there is table stakes. You got to start there. So lastly, create a budget, or hate that word, create a conscious spending plan. Figure out what's going to work best for you. Figure out how you're going to maintain it on an ongoing basis. And we'll see you on the next episode. Looking forward to